President Bola Tinubu swore in his new secretary to the federal government. Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal seeks collaboration with NADDC. Federal government to incur 2 trillion naira liabilities as Senate passes police pension bill. And on business, Nigerian governors back Tinubu on fuel subsidy removal. And on international scene, Rwanda dismisses more than 200 soldiers from service. On sports, Osimhen nominated for Ghana Football Awards. Hello viewers, welcome to Standard Voice Television News. I am Fatima Ibrahim and now the news. Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sworn in Senator George Akume as the new secretary to the federal government. The swearing-in ceremony was held in the presence of government officials at the State House in Abuja on Wednesday morning. Among those who attended the swearing-in of the new secretary to the federal government included the Vice President of Nigeria, Senator Kasim Shettima, and the President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawal, the Governor of Kwara State, Abdurrahman Abdrazak, and the Chief of Staff of the federal government, Dr. Folashade Yemi Ensong. Workers and some labor leaders have demanded that the right kind of decent wage Nigerian workers need at this critical period in the economy should be the one that is commensurate with the level of inflation that emerged as a result of federal government policies. Noting that the country's 30,000 minimum wage is never convenient to take care of a family of 4, they urge that the current situation would increase the demand for salary review, while stating that government has made a complete mess of the real wages for workers. It said if the government was serious and had empathy, the kind of wage that would meet demands should not be less than 250,000. Assistant General Secretary, Nigerian Labour Congress, Chris Onyeka, said that the kind of wage that a worker needs now is that which could pay rent, feed, have decent accommodation, and pay fees conveniently. Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal paid a courtesy visit to the headquarters of the National Automotive Design and Development Council in Abuja. According to the Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity to the Governor, the aim of the visit is to seek for more collaboration and partnership on youth empowerment. On arrival at the NADDC headquarters, the Governor was received by the Director General of the Council, Jelani Aliyu, and other top management staff of the Council. Governor Dauda Lawal expressed the readiness of his government to partner with the National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADDC, to empower the youth of the state with requisite vocational skills for self-reliance and sustainability. Responding, the Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Jelani Aliyu, says, the visit by the Governor Lawal is a welcome development that shows the high level of commitment of his administrations. Zamfara State Hajj has organized a lecture in Mecca. The lecture was delivered by Malam Aliyu Aminu Modi Bongusau. He called on the Zamfara State pilgrims to pray 5 daily prayers in the Haram. The lecture was also emphasized on what pilgrims should do throughout their stay in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the whole Hajj period at Kazai Hotel 2. He also emphasized on the importance of tawafi all the time by the pilgrims, saying it is very important for the pilgrims as they will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The lecture was attended by officials, prominent people, emirs and sole administrators, among several others. The Islamic cleric called on the pilgrims not to leave the Arafat ground at all costs, saying that losing of Arafat is the total loss of Hajj because it cannot be corrected, unlike tawafi and all other things concerning Hajj. The Senate has passed the bill for the establishment of a police pension board, a move that will balance the federal government pension liability by 2 trillion naira, according to the stakeholders in the industry. The bill excludes the Nigerian police force from the contributory pension scheme and returns the force to the old defined benefit scheme. Actuarial evaluations, according to the industry stakeholders, includes that it would cost the federal government an additional 2 trillion naira in pension liabilities for the 300,000 police personnel. Under the contributory scheme, employees and employers contribute toward pension, but the federal government takes full responsibility under the defined benefit scheme, and this had led to the irregular pension payments because of a budgetary constraint for the federal government. The National Assembly has passed a bill to make comprehensive provision for the prohibition and punishment of sexual harassment by educators in tertiary institutions. The Senate passed this bill in 2020, while the House of Representatives passed theirs with different provisions. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Judiciary, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, on Wednesday said the conference committee of both chambers harmonized the different positions as he presented the report during plenary sessions. The proposed legislation seeks to criminalize sexual harassment by educators against students in tertiary institutions. The National Assembly has also passed a legislation to make compulsory the inclusion of preventive measures against sexual and gender-based violence in the curriculum of all levels of secondary education in Nigeria. And on business, President Bola Tinubu has urged state governors to downplay their differences and jointly focus on alleviating the sufferings and pains of the people. Nigerian governors have backed President Bola Tinubu's decision to end fuel subsidy payments in the country. The governor, who spoke during a visit to the presidential villa on Wednesday, expressed happiness at the president's subsidy removal decision, all-inclusive leadership and statesmanship. Led by its chairman, Abdurrahman Abdrazak of Kwara State, the Nigerian Governors Forum commended President Tinubu for tackling the fuel subsidy behemoth, promising to work with him to ameliorate the short-term impact of the decision. He said the Nigerian Governors Forum will follow the tradition of working constitutionally and harmoniously with the president. And on international scene,
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Rwandan President Paul Kagame dismissed more than 200 soldiers, including senior military officers from the army. Major General Alois Muganga, who led the National Intelligence Service from 2018 to 2019, and Brigadier General Francis Motiganda, who led a unit under the National Intelligence Service, are among the top military officers 14 affected by the explosion. Also, Mr. Kagame agreed to dismiss 116 small soldiers and to suspend another 112 soldiers from work. The announcement of the dismissal of the soldiers issued on Wednesday morning did not specify the reason for the dismissal of the 244 soldiers. Still on the international scene, Ukraine and Russia accuse each other of destroying the dam on purpose, but so far it is not known what caused the dam to collapse. President Zelensky said that hundreds of thousands of people have lost access to drinking water. According to some experts, the fighting that took place in the months of August and November was involved in the explosion of the dam. A professor of climate science at the University of London, Mark Mullingar, attributed the failure of the building system as a result of the damage done in the past because of the war. The second thought is that Russia, which is in charge of the dam, lets the amount of water in the lake behind the dam be too high on purpose, which caused the dam to collapse. And on sports, Super Eagles and Napoli striker Victor Osimhen has been nominated for Ghana Football Awards. Osimhen's nomination was announced on the Ghana Football Awards Twitter handle. A Serie A winner will battle Riyad Mahrez and Mohamed Salah in the Best African International category. Osimhen made history as he became the first ever African to finish top scorer in Serie A with 26 goals, which helped Napoli emerge champions. Also, he was named Serie A Best Striker for 2022/2023 session. Mahrez has scored 15 goals, made 13 assists in 47 appearances in all competitions for Premier League and FA Cup champions Manchester City. That's the news, but before we go, a quick look at the major headlines. President Bola Tinubu swore in his new secretary to the federal government. Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal seeks collaboration with NADDC. Federal government to incur 2 trillion naira liabilities as Senate passes police pension bill. And on business, Nigerian governors back Tinubu on fuel subsidy removal. And on international scene, Rwanda dismisses more than 200 soldiers from service. On sports, Osimhen nominated for Ghana Football Awards. On behalf of News and Current Affairs, I am Fatima Ibrahim. Do have a nice day and keep watching Standard Voice Television.